The all-out war against illegal drugs sits atop the national agenda, and the campaign against narcotics since the get-go has been nothing short of revolutionary. But just like all revolutions, the aggressive campaign has sadly devoured a number of the children and central characters who have led it. PTV's Bear Bernardo on the police force and the local DEA soldiering on despite a short-lived working stint with the vice president, a trending downturn in the crime rate, law enforcement's adaptability to GPS technology and smuggling drugs, and the biggest narcotic seizure this year in this report.
Laban na!
In more than 3 years of the campaign against illegal drugs, kilos of illegal substance and even big political names created noise this year. Aside from being the second highest political leader in the country, another responsibility was given to Vice President Leni Robredo by President Rodrigo Duterte. She was appointed as the co-chairperson of the Interagency Committee on Anti-Illegal Drugs, or ICAD. According to the president, Robredo is known as one of the biggest critics of the drug war, and being a drug czar, aims to give the vice president a bigger perspective of the drug problem. When Robredo accepted her new task, she immediately met with the agencies under the ICAD led by the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, or PDEA. The vice president also met some representatives from the U.S. Embassy and the United Nations, which received negative feedbacks. The PDEA also had doubts when Robredo asked to have a copy of the high-value targets. After 19 days of being the country's drug czar, President Duterte fired Robredo as he lost his trust because of her meetings with foreign representatives. The Philippine National Police also faced controversies after the name of former PNP Chief retired General Oscar Albayalde was dragged into the issues of Ninja Cops and Ago Bato scheme. In the Senate budget hearing, PDEA Chief Director General Aaron Aquino disclosed that drugs were being recycled by some road cops. Former PNP Criminal Investigation and Detection Group Director and now Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong supports the claim in a separate Senate hearing about good conduct time allowance. Magalong said 13 Pampanga cops conduct an anomalous drug bypass operation in Mexico, Pampanga in 2013. He said the involved police falsely declared the amount of drugs seized and released the real suspect in exchange of money. Instead of dismissal, the said police officers were just demoted and reassigned in other regions. As the provincial director of Pampanga at the time, Albayalde was investigated in the Senate. Because of the worsening issues, Albayalde vacated his post as the country's top cop to save the PNP just a few days before his retirement. The case against Albayalde and the 13 ninja cops are now being investigated by the Department of Justice. The public also talked about Manila after the authorities named the former barangay captain of Barangay 484, Zone 48 in Sambalok, Manila as involved in the drug trade. Despite the controversies of the drug war, PDEA and PNP remains faithful to their mandate to end the drug problem before the month of November ends. The authorities scored their biggest confiscation of drugs this year, amounting to more than 2 billion pesos. The bypass operation conducted in Makati City resulted in the arrest of one Chinese national identified as Lu Chao, allegedly the supplier of drugs. Following Chao's arrest, Joel and Mervin Bustamante, allegedly the couriers of the Chinese national, were nabbed in Las Piñas in a follow-up operation. The bulk of shabu was placed in Chinese tea bags, which are not new to the law enforcers. Several drug operations also led to the confiscation of drugs found inside the said tea bags. The drug war was faced with different challenges this year, but the government will continue its campaign until the country attains its goal of being drug-free. Bear Bernardo, 2019, a year that was.